by what wound up happening. We're joined now by the former director of both the CIA and the NSA, retired General Michael Hayden. He's a principal now with the Chertoff Group here in Washington. That's a global security and risk management advisory firm. Thanks very much, General, for joining us. We've been hearing this number of 100 Americans who are now fighting with various terror groups alongside terrorists in Syria, some with al-Nusra, some with ISIS and others. Does that number sound realistic to you?
It sounds about right, Wolf. And actually, this opposing armed enemy force is best explained in multiples of 10. 10,000 armed individuals, about 1,000 from the West, about 100 from North America. So, yeah, it sounds about right.
And do you accept this notion the U.S. knows who these 100 Americans are, that the U.S. government has their names, their passport numbers, stuff like that?
I would never accept that notion. Look, the government's working very hard on this. I know some of the people who are doing this. They're doing the best they can, but it would be irresponsible to claim that, oh, no, we've got this nailed. We know exactly who these people are.
Because the great fear is that 1 or 2 or 10 of them might leave Syria, go to Turkey, get on a plane, and come back to the United States.
And come back with their American passport, enter the United States, be motivated and trained to do evil here in the homeland.
How good, would you say, without providing sensitive information, is U.S. intelligence on what is actually going on inside a group like al-Nusra or inside ISIS right now?
Tough target. Very, very tough target. You've got national technical means, so you've got imagery, you've got signals intelligence. You really want penetrations. You really want human sources. That's very hard to do. I would think that my old agency is trying to work that through our friends in the region, the Iraqis, the Saudis, the Jordanians, to get the best on-the-ground information we have. But this is always a really tough thing to do, Wolf.
Is this ISIS group a direct threat? I keep asking this question, but I'm anxious for your thought, to the United States homeland, to U.S. national security. I know it's a threat to people inside Syria, to people inside Iraq, but is it a threat to the United States?
Here's the way I would describe it. All right, no question. They have the will and the capacity to be a local threat. I think now they have the will and the capacity to be a regional threat. I think they have aspirations to be a global threat. Now, look, we've underestimated these groups in the past. We lacked imagination prior to 9/11. The Christmas bomber, Omar Farouk Abdul-Muttalib. We knew al-Qaeda in Yemen was up to something. We just didn't nail that it was a Nigerian in an airplane over Michigan. So this threat is coming, and at our peril, we underestimate it or think that it's somewhere in the distant future.
Would U.S. airstrikes against these ISIS targets inside Syria, as opposed to Iraq, make a difference?
It would make a difference. Now, it doesn't make an immediate difference on that lone wolf who gets on the airplane in Istanbul and flies to the United States, but it begins to degrade this group's overall capability. And beyond that, Wolf, and we've seen this with al-Qaeda. We've taken this action against them in the Afghan-Pakistan border region. Make them worried about their own survival rather than having the freedom to operate to threaten your survival and mine. Look, you treat this like an insurgency. You try to do 3 things against an insurgency. One is decapitate it. Take care of the leadership. Number 2, deny it safe haven. And then number 3, try to change the conditions on the ground that created it. Now, that number 3 takes a very long time. But I think we're now at a point where we've got to begin to do number 1 and number 2 in order to prevent their coming at us in a very dangerous way.
Because I heard you use the word decapitate. When I heard the President earlier in the day at the American Legion speech warn terrorists who kill Americans, like the American journalist James Foley, the United States will take direct action against you. Direct action is sort of a code phrase for a targeted killing or assassination. They're going to try to kill these guys.
Yes, but not just in retaliation, Wolf, not just as punishment. We have got to take these folks on to prevent them from doing these kinds of things to American citizens.
Even as a preventive measure, go ahead and launch Hellfire drone missiles or whatever and just kill these people, targeted assassinations, if you will.
Look, my view is that is where we are heading. My view is that is where we need to be. Now, look,
So every one of these ISIS leaders right now, or Nusra leaders, or they should be worried that the United States is going to try to kill them.
I would hope that they are worried. Now, we've got some policy and legal questions we've got to work our way through before we take on that kind of campaign. That's why I think it's really important for the President to engage the Congress and engage the Congress as quickly as possible.
How good is Syrian air defense?
I actually think we give it a little too much credit. The Israelis conducted an airstrike before this air defense was degraded in any way against a nuclear reactor in eastern Syria, and they got away with it without any Syrian reaction, let alone Israeli casualties.
They're using F-16s and F-15s, U.S. aircraft in an operation like that. General, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Just ahead, a scathing new report on wait times at the VA.